Good day, folks. This is video number 46, which deals with the playlist for 3D Experience CATIA generative shape design application. What I'd like to discuss today is the parallel curve icon or functionality that you see in the software. Uh, what I have done is look at two separate cases. So 46 and video 47 are both about parallel curves, but this particular one assumes that the support that you have to select is a plane, a flat surface. Okay, it just happens that it is better to split them so that it doesn't become too long, and also if one jumps into the support that is surface with a curvature, things become very convoluted. So when you go to generative shape design, uh, you see there's a wireframe tab, and in the wireframe tab, there is a pull-up menu which says parallel curve. The question is, what actually is parallel curve? What does that do? It looks on this icon that there are things which are on the surface or on the support and they're parallel to each other. When you click on the icon, this dialog box opens up. And in the case where we are dealing with a flat support or planar support, many of these or some of these icons don't matter and they have no impact. They do when we go to a support being a surface with a curvature. You'll see that in the next video, 47. Now here's the definition. Uh, if we have a curve on a flat surface and we want to define a curve that is parallel to that, here is the way it works. Once the point on the curve is selected, right there, the normal to the curve or normal to the tangent to the curve is constructed, and that normal plane obviously intersects the flat uh, uh, surface on a line, straight line. And the reason this is a straight line is that this is a flat face. Now, if you go by distance d, the distance between the parallel curve, if you go by distance d, you get a point. Now, if you select all of these points, for all the points on the curve, you're going to get a new curve, which is our parallel curve. So here is, for example, at a different point, you get another point here, distance d, but notice that parallel has a very weird definition. If this was actually for example, a straight line, we know that the resulting curve is going to be parallel to the straight line, but not if uh, actually this curve is not straight or is not a line. Okay, what I'm doing is reproducing the work of this YouTuber, which was done in CATIA v5, and it's not in English, uh, but I'm doing it by repeating his steps in 3D Experience CATIA. This is also a very good source for that, and I'll be doing some of the stuff from here. Again, this is for CATIA v5. Let's go ahead and do that. Dimensions don't matter here, so let's go ahead and we're going to go to 3D Experience. Okay, so let's go to generative shape design in the 3D Experience, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a flat surface. So to do that, let me make a rectangle like so. Okay, exit. And to make a surface, I'm going to fill this thing, F-I-L-L. So surface, fill, there. I could have done an extrude too. Now on that, I will sketch a line. Okay, so on that face, I will sketch a line. Maybe a line like this. Put a little bit up there. Exit. There we are. And I will also make a point on this, a point on this plane, it doesn't matter where. So let me make it this plane. So maybe a point over here. It makes no difference where. Okay, good. So we have a line here and a point. Now, I'm going to go to wireframe, and under parallel curve, there's a curve that you have to select. So it's going to be that curve. And there's a support that is that flat face or planar face. And let's say that I say the distance between these parallel curves that I'm going to create is 20 millimeter, 20 millimeter. And let's preview it. There we are. I'm going to change the color of that. So this is I'm going to change the color of this sketch so that we can see what's going on, the original one. Properties. This is my original sketch. I'm going to make it red. Oh, not that one. Close that. I picked the wrong one. Okay, it's this sketch. Properties, red. There. Now, let me go back here, back to this parallel. And instead of, let me go back to that parallel and also click on this icon, which flips. And instead of the line being to the left of this, it's going to be to the right of it. You can see right there. Double click again. Let's say I make it on both sides. So I'm going to use this. There we are. Double click. And let's say I'm going to extend this all the way to the end. There. What I'm going to do is go back here and delete some of these. So actually cancel that. It's okay. I'll do another one. Let me hide these. And I suppose, yeah, I'm going to hide that. Good. Let's do another one. Another parallel curve. This is the line. This is the curve. This is the support. And I'm going to say that I don't want to specify the distance, but I want it to go through this point. See that point? There's a point that I created, and I say OK. So it goes parallel to that along that. Now, it is possible to extend that also. Double click, extend it all the way to the end. Notice that you don't have a choice here for the distance, and these are deactivated because of the nature of the selection. OK, let me hide this. Let's go back. I don't need this point anymore either, so I'm going to hide it. All right, let's go back, another parallel curve, and I'm going to select this line, that support, and it says repeat object after validation. So select it, and then I'll say OK, and I'll say 3 copies. So notice that what it did, it made 3 more copies of this line that I created. And incidentally, you can go here and it puts it in a geometrical set here if you want. Again, you can do symmetry, etc. You can flip directions, but I'm going to leave it the way it is. Now, okay, now I'm going to do a different sketch. So first of all, let me create my surface. I think I deleted inadvertently, so that is my rectangle, and I'm going to fill it. You go to surface, fill this thing. There we are. And on that plane, on that flat plane, I will sketch something that looks like an L. So perhaps this, something like that. Exit. Oops, exit. All right. So we go to wireframe, and there is, oh, by the way, let me change the color of that so that you can see it better. Right click properties. I'm going to change the color to red. All right. So parallel curve, that is the curve, the sketch. This is the support. And I will give it, let's say 20 millimeter. See how it looks like. And preview, okay, like that. Let me flip this thing. So how do you flip it? This this dialog box or this icon. There we are. And now notice that what I can do is I can go and say instead of a sharp corner, sharp, I want a round essentially corner. And then we say, okay, notice what happened. The radius of this is the same thing as a distance. The same thing that you specify as the distance here. So for example, if you make this thing 10, it looks like that. Now, the only thing is that if you double click on this and you try to do it on the other side with that round corner, obviously it's not going to do it. It's not going to work. You cannot make a round corner if you go in that direction. Based on the definitions that we have here, it's not going to work if you go the other way around. Let me double click on it and flip it. Now you're going to get your round corner, as you can see. The other thing is that you can actually repeat this thing as many times as you want. So you go parallel curve. So you select that curve, the one with the rounded corner, and let's say you can make repeat it, let's say 2 more times. But this is going in the other direction, which is not what we want. Gotta be very careful here. Let me Control Z, Control Z, Control Z, Control Z. Okay, so let me go to parallel curve. I select this, and we go in the other direction, that direction. Repeat it. Let's say 2 more times. There we are. All right. Now, if you try to go in the other direction, it won't give you the corner. Okay. All right. So that takes care of this. Let me go ahead and first of all, let me go ahead and delete. What I'm going to do is to that sketch, not to this one, the other fellow. Sorry, I'm gonna use a line one more time. Exit. Okay. So we go to wireframe, parallel curve. Now select this curve. Okay. Uh, yeah, select this curve. The support is that plane. And what I'm going to do is this is to extend. This is to flip the direction. That's symmetry on both sides. This one, it says law. If I click on it, let's see what it says. There are 4 options that we've got. Constant, so say 20 millimeter, or yeah, I'll make it 20 millimeters, and then say close, and okay. That doesn't surprise us. Let's double click on this. One more time, law. Instead of constant, let me make this thing linear. That means at one end, the translation is 20, at the other end is 0. We say okay. Of course, you can change it. For example, here you can say, I don't know, maybe 5. It's up to you. Say okay, and then say okay. Notice that at this end is 20, at this end is 5. Double click on it, and click on the law again. You can make it S-type, like so, instead of being linear, S-type. There we are. You can see that it's varying with probably some kind of a, my guess is that some kind of a spline from 20 to 5, but it's S-type. If you double click on it and you go to the law, you can actually flip the direction. It goes the other way around. Okay, goes the other way around. You can see that. Went the other way around. Double click on it, and one more time law. And here advanced. In the advanced, you can actually create a formula which gives you the amount of displacement uh, uh, along the length of the line. Now, uh, you have to create a law, and you have to go and make a law and then use it. No, we're not going to do that. Say close. The other thing is that cancel. Let me go ahead and delete this. And what I'm going to do is, I think I deleted my surface. Control Z, delete the parallel. Okay. So let me go ahead and change the the line to a spline. So double click on this. I'm going to delete this. Make a spline here. Exit. Now, parallel curve. There is the curve. There is the support. And let's say we give it a constant displacement 20. And then we say, okay. All right. So this definition follows that diagram. Okay. So parallel means in the sense that I just described here. Okay. The other thing is that notice that there is a corner in video 47 is take a support that is not plane, it's a surface. Okay, good luck.